Hello out there, everyone. Give me just a second. Okay, we are here and live. Hopefully. So, why would anyone say the world is flat and Bob Joyce is Elvis? Hey, Kelly. You'll actually be able to see me again tonight. Can you hear me? Testing, testing. You can probably hear me either loud and clear or not at all. Yes, on the hearing. So, I'm here to maybe make you aware of and kind of just pose the question to all of you. Okay, good. You can hear me. Thank you, Kelly and Rebecca. Welcome. So, there are people who are 100% not only convinced that Bob Joyce is not Elvis, but that like it's pretty much an indirect scam and it's just bringing more people to the church. And that's what the scam is. So, I don't really buy that. That doesn't sound like a very effective scam, if you ask me. There's a lot better ways to do it. And I am going to show you my neighbor's lights because he did a phenomenal job on that tree. And you can't really appreciate it. Actually, two trees. It's hard to appreciate unless you're here at night, of course. But with our powers combined, we're getting it done over here. Um, and lots of my neighbors have been doing the lights this year on the street, so it's been very pretty and nice. Okay, so where was I going with all that? Yes, there are people who are believing the exact opposite that I think most of you are, like me, that we see all these coincidences about Bob and Elvis and other things, but this is the hot topic right now. We see so many coincidences, it gets to a point where it's kind of hard to see it not being true, right? Um, and like I said before, on a lot of things nowadays, I will try to keep a back door open in my brain on the possibility any given thing doesn't work out the way I expect, just because I don't want it to be like, I don't know, it's just like prepping mentally for the future, right? I don't want to be taken aback by things that happen. And so, in a way, that's just how my crazy brain works. Like, I can imagine any scenario, good or bad. I want the good things to happen, and I believe a lot of good things are going to happen, but being distracted by my dog Cassie running around, smelling things. But no, that's just how I am. I'm able to see all sides of the equation. And I guess where I was going with that is it's a crazy world we're living in, isn't it? When there are different topics and people are seeing total polar opposite sides and believing it. And I mean, that would be a sign of the times, right? And I don't know, it amazes me to this day. And I really do hope we get a lot of answers in the coming year because there's going to be a lot of things coming out, I think, one way or the other. And so why not it also be Pastor Bob and the theories that we've been trying to um, understand what's happening? I mean, if Bob is not Elvis, he is one heck of a cover artist and pastor and speaker, and I would just say a leader too in all of those ways. So You just have to use your own discernment and make up your own minds. But yeah, it's a crazy world that we're living in. And so that's where I also came up with the rest of the title being about flat or round for the thing that we live on, because I do believe the first one from everything that I've seen, but I don't try to convince anyone of anything anymore. And you are all welcome to look at the evidence for something and make up your own mind. And I'm a firm believer of that. So, anyhow, we're getting kind of deep tonight, but that's really all I wanted to say. And that's all Cassie wanted to say either. There is Cassie, the person of a dog everyone wants to see. So, yes, it's nice that she will not leave the yard. She will not run away. She will just wait for me. So, Kelly, you think he's Elvis? I do also. I mean, I wish I had a list of how many coincidences there are with Pastor Bob. It's a long list, really long. So, anyhow, on that note, Bob Joyce live stream 24/7 on the other place, which is a YouTube competitor and starts with an R. You can listen to that 24/7. There's now Christmas music um, added to that playlist. And then also at the same place, you can go to Grace Wave, which is our contemporary Christian radio station. I mean, that's the best way to describe it. And that's also playing 24/7 with lots of music that you will only hear on Grace Wave, ladies and gentlemen. So I invite you to check both of those out. Of course, my piano instrumental playlist is also on Matt Savina on both of these places. Although the stream does go down sometimes more on YouTube, and honestly, I haven't even figured out why. I just have to restart it um, every few days, or yeah, one of those things. I think part of it was I was getting a copyright hit, and I wasn't sure why, so I didn't know what to fix. But long story short, um, I think that's everything I wanted to share. So I will probably wrap it up soon. And my neighbor just came home and the door was open. It wasn't me. That's crazy. Anyhow, yep, I love German Shepherds too, Kelly, obviously. And glad you guys are all agreeing. I guess there's nothing to argue about because we're pretty much all agreeing. Um, so that was just kind of the big interesting item to share with you guys today, is that it's just crazy how, depending on what people have seen, heard, they can believe two totally opposite things today. And, we're not supposed to hate our neighbor or be divisive just because they think that way. So I've really challenged myself over the last 4 years, especially, like maybe a lot of you, on how I interact with people. And usually it's just not worth getting upset over. Just take a breath, just say, I'll just continue tomorrow. And then when tomorrow comes, you realize you don't even want to talk about it, or you're not upset anymore. So it's just really interesting, the lessons that this life has taught us. And we are rolling into 2025. So I'm going to finish out this live and say adios for now. Thank you all for supporting. And I get you as much music and videos I can over this Christmas and New Year's time. So stay tuned. Thank you as always. I'll see you again soon.